In today's video, we're going to talk about natural hormone therapies. And I'm going to share with you one really great resource that I think you need to know about right now that is going to get you over perimenopausal, menopausal, and even postmenopausal symptoms that can be quite life-changing and very frustrating. Stay tuned for more details. Hi friends, welcome to Natural Health Resources. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel today. I am super excited to answer a viewer question today. I posted a video, I think about a week or maybe 7 to 9 days ago, and I'll actually post that link up here. It was about how to heal after hysterectomy surgery. And one of the many questions that followed from that particular video were surrounding how to naturally treat menopausal symptoms. So I want to pull a viewer question. It's from Karen with a little star. So hi Karen, thanks for watching, and I'm so grateful for your question. I know there are a lot of you watching that I think are in the same boat as Karen. She said, I'm currently 41 and am currently going through an early menopause. What do you recommend to help me get over this naturally? And I would be so grateful if you could help. So Karen, I'm super excited to answer this question. And to all you viewers who are tuning in, maybe for the first time, I'm a natural doctor and I specialize in hormonal balancing and really optimizing the health and wellness of all my patients. So this is a very common question I get from patients that I see in my practice and folks that I work with individually in creating hormone balancing individualized plans. We do that over the phone and we do that by Skype or FaceTime. And today I want to share with Karen and all you viewers, which I hope you'll subscribe if you're new, and welcome to our wonderful community here at Natural Health Resources. Today I want to share with you some tips that are underlying the hormonal imbalance that you might be dealing with if you're in a perimenopausal, menopausal, or postmenopausal stage. All three of those phases can span anywhere from 5 to 12 to 17 years in our lives as women, cycling women. So it's not uncommon when I do hormonal testing on some of my female patients that they're in their early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, and even like Karen, she's 41. That's totally not uncommon. So what I first want to do is break down why many women experience these menopausal, the change type of symptoms. But the reality is there's several things underlying that hormonal imbalance. And to first understand it is really key. So it's really important to know how your body's working with you and how it might be working against you when you're seeking to balance your hormones as they are naturally changing as they do. So one of the things that's really important that many normal medical providers and even OBGYNs and endocrinologists are not addressing is our adrenal function. So what that means is they are not addressing stress hormones and even a multitude of other hormones that are being produced and released by our adrenal glands. The adrenals are the primary endocrine gland that we need to assess its health and its balance to help a woman go through the menstrual changes and hormonal changes in her life. So what that means is we want to address in testing, and sometimes it's saliva, sometimes it's serum via blood. We want to address your hormone levels of DHEA, cortisol, your estrogen. There's actually several estrogens that we want to test, and we want to test progesterone, and there's a whole assortment of other tests. Many of you who've probably watched this video about your thyroid and uncommon thyroid symptoms, I have a free link on that video specifically about what thyroid hormones to test. We want to get a broad picture of your hormones before we even dive into hormone replacement therapy or even herbals. Herbal remedies and bioidenticals are just as strong and powerful and can cause sometimes more imbalance than we seek. So it's really important that we do testing first. I will provide a link for you up here and in my description. I do a lot of hormone testing, very specific testing for the adrenals and other endocrine glands that are usually outside of the scope of a traditional medical practice. If you find that you're not getting the full breadth of hormone testing, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you. And we have certain kits, especially with the saliva kits, I can send those to you in the mail, and you do them at home, provide the samples, and then they get sent to the lab and we can analyze. But so going back to adrenals, DHEA is an absolutely essential must analyze hormone of the adrenal glands. It's part of our adrenal health. It's a secondary adrenal hormone. When those levels are low, it means that we have lower hormone production of estrogen, and a lot of times it can trigger hormonal imbalances and symptoms like the hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, and PMS type of mood swings that are really way imbalanced. Hair loss. It can also balance cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone that the adrenals are producing. So the adrenal glands are primarily responsible for fight and flight. They are part of our cavewoman, caveman brain and the mechanisms to survival. Cortisol is one of the primary hormones, but secondary hormones like DHEA, estrogens, progesterone, those are all also produced by the adrenals, and most people don't even know that. So why we assess the adrenal gland is to analyze your DHEA levels. That's a hormone precursor to estrogen production. So any type of natural therapy is going to enhance your DHEA production and synthesis so that you can increase or balance your estrogen levels and balance the estrogen-progesterone ratio, which is another type of test that we will perform. Similarly, cortisol is a big factor. Many of the patients that I test, they have high cortisol, and we call it adrenal stress or adrenal fatigue. Others have literally adrenals that crash. They are not producing any cortisol or other hormones that are necessary for hormone balance. So before we get into really analyzing our estrogen levels, we want to first analyze those primary and secondary precursory hormones to estrogen and progesterone. Without those, it doesn't matter what this is, and even balancing this by supplementation or hormone therapies is really null and void. It doesn't really work effectively, and it's not a long-term solution unless we look at those precursory hormones. So one of the interesting things with DHEA is if we can balance your DHEA, we can balance out your cortisol and your stress hormones and the way the body is being impacted by stress. Inflammation goes down, your cortisol goes down or gets balanced properly in a healthy fashion. Similarly, we see that cholesterol levels go down. So if you have a serum panel where your lipids or your cholesterol level is high and everything else is normal, a lot of time that's going to signal that we want to analyze your DHEA levels. So do ask your provider for that test, and if they don't do it, let us know. I'd be more than happy to connect you up with some great resources, and we can analyze that directly. Some of the other symptoms of menopause are vaginal dryness. That's another thing. I'm not kidding you. I get probably 3 to 4 questions every day about how do I address vaginal dryness. And it's something that happens as we are seeing those hormonal changes and hormonal imbalances. And addressing our estrogen receptivity and balancing those levels will help enhance that. So if you're sitting here and you're like, great, thanks for educating me on my hormones, Melissa. Now what do I do? I want to share with you some compounds, some actual hormone enhancing, natural hormone synthesizing, enhancing supplements or product that you can get all in one. So this is really exciting. I want to introduce you to Effisoy, and I have it back here. I'm really excited because a lot of times I list out like a multitude of supplement recommendations, and it's a lot easier if it's in one supplement. So I want to show you, my friends at Virante have created Effisoy. Effisoy, it actually takes me back to my time in Japan. And I'm going to give you a little caveat about my history. So when I left college, I spent over a year living abroad. I spent a full year living in Japan and got totally immersed in the culture of Japan. I lived in Tokyo. I traveled all around the country, and I had a great exposure to the medical community. And one of the things that I found was with the individuals that I was teaching, they were not aging like folks that I was exposed to in America. As an early 20-something-year-old, I wanted to find out how to access this great fountain of youth that the Japanese have figured out. They figured out the best dietary plan. They figured out how to rest and relax and create vibrancy in the skin. A lot of the skincare products, I couldn't even, and still can't honestly, find a lot of the awesome products that they had. So one of the things that's really interesting is soy is on the market and has been on the market for years here in the States. But there's different types of soy. There are different types of flavonoids or isoflavones that are produced or created by soy and the processing of soy. One of the things that I found when I was living there, there is a particular type of soy isoflavone that is the best one. And it's the one that if you want to access the benefits of soy, the soy that has the ability to create synthesis and help our body naturally manufacture estrogen, called aglycone. And this is what makes this product, Effisoy, so great. They have 3 ingredients in this product. Now I'll break down the ingredients and they're always supplements that I recommend individually. Some are food-based, and this gives it to you all in one. But they have maca, they have Aglamax, which is this particular type of isolated isoflavone. It's from soybean germ extract, which the processing of that soybean and the fermentation and the extraction of a particular type of sugar, which that's the key factor in this amazing product that has the ability to help our body synthesize estrogen naturally. The saccharide or the sugar has been removed through this whole process of fermentation and extraction. And what is left is the soybean germ that isolates the most powerful type of soy. And the soy that is in Aglamax, this particular type of ingredient, has the power to help your body naturally produce and balance your DHEA levels. So going back to the beginning of this video, and feel free to rewind if you want to go back and review this, because it can be a little complicated, and I can go really deep in terms of hormones and the whole structure, and there's like flow charts. I don't need to do that, and I don't want to do that with you. I just want to simplify this process. So one of the benefits of isolating this particular type of soy is that it naturally, gently works as a bioidentical, in that it helps your body's enzymes convert and make the right type of hormone in its own natural fashion. So if you've watched some of my videos, I'll link to here. It's not related totally to this, but it works in the same fashion. I made a video about seasonal affective disorder. I talk about 5-HTP, which is a hormone precursor. Without that compound and building block, your body doesn't make serotonin, the happy hormone. Same with DHEA. If you don't have DHEA in your body, you're not making any particular type of healthy balance of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and a whole assortment of other hormones. So that's why I love this particular type of product and why I want to share it with you and showcase its benefits. The other thing that this has, and many of my viewers, if you are familiar with my channel, you know I'm always talking about cortisol balance. And cortisol balance is helped and aided by supplementation and foods that are what we call adaptogenic. They actually help our body adapt to mental and physiological stress, emotional stress, all types of stresses, chemical, everything that's bombarding our bodies has a role in addressing the stress hormone. If we can support nourishing the adrenals by giving it adaptogenic herbs like maca, which is in this particular type of product, and what I recommend folks to consume in their diets every day, we have a better ability to balance our hormones, particularly our stress hormones and the body's response to stress. So The other thing that is really great about this particular type of product, Effisoy has DIM, D-I-M. If you're familiar with it, it's in a lot of cruciferous vegetables like broccoli is a big one that tends to be extracted. That has an amazing ability to balance female hormones and reduce menopausal symptoms. This Effisoy product balances the underlying cause of hormonal imbalances that leads to exacerbated, troublesome, problematic, and really annoying menopausal symptoms. So this is a great way to naturally balance your hormones without having to take hormone replacement therapy. And the way it allows your body to synthesize DHEA to naturally produce estrogen is a healthier way to do it. It's much more of a delivery method than some of the topical creams. And it also is natural. It's not synthetic, it's not synthesized, and it's not going to hurt your liver. So this is great. There are amazing clinical studies on this particular type of soy wheat germ extract. And what they found is when the sugar is removed, it's absorbable 100% of the time by everybody. The sugar in it, it's a different type of soy isoflavone, and only 20 to 30% of the Japanese are able to absorb it. About 10% of everybody else is. So this allows us to really tap into the true fountain of youth that our DHEA is, but also takes me back to my time when I lived in Japan, where everybody looks youthful, the aging process is slowed, they don't have a lot of wrinkles, and they're not showcasing a lot of symptoms of menopause. Women don't have fibroids in their uteruses and cysts on their ovaries. They have an easy transition into the graceful phase of our cycling life. And women that are in their 70s look like they're 35 and 40. And so this really is a great way to tap into that lifestyle. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you will take some time to look at testing your body. And again, if I can help you, here's my email. Shoot me an email. I would be more than happy to work one-on-one with you to look at all the different types of hormones we need to look at to help you to feel better, to optimize your life, and to not feel like your hormones are in control, because they're not, and they don't have to be. And so natural ways to address menopause and hormone imbalance is by tapping into nature's natural capacity to enhance our body's own natural production of hormones. That's really the true fountain of youth, and that's really one of the things that I tout as a naturopath to balance your life and to balance your hormones. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you'll stay tuned to my next video where we will be discussing my Aldi haul. I'm so excited. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please follow me on Facebook, Your Natural Health Resources right there. That's my Facebook page. And check out my Instagram stories. I'm highlighting a lot of natural things and recipes on my Instagram stories. Find me on Instagram at Natural Health Resources. Thanks everybody. Have a wonderful day. Please share your stories of hormone balancing, success stories, questions. Your question might be the topic of my next video. Have a wonderful day, everybody.